Hello everyone, this is Neha Sharma here, and today in this video we are on second part of conjunctions. So dear students, in the previous video we learned that conjunctions are the words which are used to connect the sentences, words, phrases and clauses. In another way we can say that conjunctions are the words which act as glue to connect two things. That two things may be words, that may be sentence, that may be phrase and that may be clause. On your screen you can see some of the words which act like connectors or which act like conjunctions. Okay, we were discussing about conjunctions and the kinds of conjunctions, right? And we have done this coordinate conjunctions, and the examples we have learned that here are only 7 common conjunctions, right? Seven coordinate conjunctions which we learned with the acronym fan boys, right? This fan boys we have learned here, and where F stand for F for A for and, N for neither, B for but, O for or otherwise, or Y for yet and S for so. This acronym is going to help you a lot. So whenever you will get these words, okay, the words frame with the full form of this F for and all that, so that if those words are being used anywhere in the sentence, so that may be identified as coordinate conjunction. And one more important thing, wherever in which sentence you will find out these words, right, these coordinate conjunctions, the sentence will be of compound nature, that will be known as compound sentence, right? Okay, for example, I will give you some examples of this. He is intelligent but very careless. He is intelligent but very careless. So this sentence, the nature of the sentence is compound. This is known as compound sentence. So what is the another thing we have learned here, that compound sentences are those sentences where we use connectors, which are coordinate conjunctions, right? So if we will get fan boys, this family, fan boys, okay, any single word, any single connector in any sentence, so that will be known as compound sentence, right? And we have learnt in the previous video that compound sentences are those sentences where two main clauses are used. And what are these main clauses? These main clauses are known as principal clauses also. These are known as independent clauses also. When we talk about independent clauses, principal is what? The head, right? So this is what the main thing. So principal clause and the independent clause and the main clause all are same, and they do not need anything else to get the meaning. Means they are complete thoughts themselves. Okay? For their meaning we do not require anything other. Means उनका मीनिंग कंप्लीट होता है, उनमें एक सब्जेक्ट होता है और एक प्रेडिकेट होता है, और उनको अपना मीनिंग पूरा करने के लिए किसी और की ज़रूरत नहीं होती, किसी और पार्ट ऑफ द सेंटेंस की ज़रूरत नहीं होती है. सो जब दो मेन क्लॉजेस को व्हेन वी attached together with the help of coordinate conjunction, that is known as compound sentence. I have to keep this in mind always, कि the part of the sentences which are joined with the help of the coordinate conjunctions, they should be main clauses. They should have one subject, one verb, and they should give the complete thought, right? So this is what we have learnt in the previous video. And all these sentences which you can see now on your screen are the examples of compound sentences where we have framed these sentences by using coordinate conjunctions, right? So the different colors I have used here for the different coordinate conjunctions. First is for and, nor, then for but, or, yet, and so. This we have discussed in the previous video. If you have not seen that video, please watch that. That's very important. Now next, today we have to work on subordinate conjunctions. So what are subordinate conjunctions? Subordinate conjunctions always introduce a dependent clause tying it to an independent clause. Here see two words, independent clause and dependent clause and independent clause. So dependent clause is which one? Which is not a main clause, right? Which does not have a complete thought. But independent clause is that part of the sentence which is having the complete thought. Clear? सो ये जो डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज होगा इसको अपना मीनिंग पूरा करने के लिए किसी और पार्ट ऑफ द सेंटेंस की ज़रूरत होगी, मतलब इंडिपेंडेंट क्लॉज की ज़रूरत होगी. सो अ डिपेंडेंट क्लॉज इज़ अ ग्रुप ऑफ words that cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. An independent clause by contrast can stand alone as a complete sentence. So let's understand this. I will first give you the acronym for this also, that which are the words which are known as subordinate conjunctions. So here there is one acronym used for which is given for you, that is I sa baboob. So this is something like that we have done fanboys, right? But because the number of subordinate conjunctions is more, so we have to do here I saw a baboob. So I for if, S for, here it is displayed, I for if, S for since, A for as, W for when, A for although, W for while, A for after, B for before, U for until, and B for because. So if we will get these words in the sentence, so that will be known as those words will be known as subordinate conjunction, and the sentence where we will use these conjunction, that kind of sentence is known as complex sentence, right? When we have fanboys, so that sentence was compound sentence. But when we have I saw a baboob, these conjunctions, right, these all conjunctions, so that sentence will be known as complex sentence, because there are 10 subordinate conjunctions which are displayed here on your screen, and you can learn this with this acronym I saw a baboob, which is very interesting. See, once again revise. For coordinate conjunctions you have to learn fanboys, and for subordinate conjunctions you have to learn I saw a baboob. Once again we will learn I for if, S for since, A for as, W for when, A for although, W for while, A for after, B for before, U for until, B for because, right? So this is very easy thing to learn, right? So we have learned here, along with the conjunctions, we have learned 3 different kinds of sentences also. One is simple, second is compound, and third is complex. So where there is no conjunction used, that is known as simple sentence. Where coordinate conjunctions are used from the family of fanboys, that is known as compound sentence. And this third one, where we will get these conjunctions, that kind of sentence is known as complex sentence. Let's have once again, see although, before, once, that, when, whether, as, how, since, though, whenever, while, because, if, then, until, where, why. So these are some more subordinate conjunctions which you have to learn. Now we will discuss some of the examples of subordinating conjunctions. First sentence for you is written here, because of him I learned how to start my own business. Now I've told you earlier too that it is not necessary that this connector word or this conjunction will be in the middle of 2 sentences. Okay, it may be in the starting, it may be in the middle. Here you can see this because is being used as conjunction, right? Because of him I learned how to start my business. Now one more important thing I want to tell you, that we are talking about that dependent clause and independent clause, because we have learned that this subordinate conjunctions will be attached 2 kinds of sentences. One is main clause and second is subordinate clause, right? Or dependent clause and independent clause. So this part of sentence, because of him, this is one part. I learned how to start my own business. In the second part of the sentence, you will come to know this is main clause because this is having complete meaning. I learned how to start my own business. This is having a subject also, this is having a verb also. But the second part of the sentence, which is underlined here, because of him. What is the meaning of this? This is not having complete meaning. Or to get the complete meaning of this part, we have to go to the second part of the sentence. So this is what? This is a subordinate clause. Okay, because of him is subordinate clause, and I learned how to start my business is main clause, and because is from the family of subordinate conjunctions, so because is subordinate conjunctions, right? Second sentence also is you can see here that everything will fall into place if you start at the beginning. So here everything will fall into place if you start at the beginning. So here this word if is working as conjunction here, right? You start at the beginning. This is what you started at the beginning. This is not having any meaning, but this part of the sentence is having complete meaning, a complete thought it is, right? And to get the meaning of this part of the sentence, we need the help of this one. So this is known as subordinate clause, and the first one is known as main clause, and the connector word is if, right? So this is once again a complex sentence, and if is working as a subordinate conjunction here. Sentence number 3. Until you try, you will never know. Until you try, you will never know. So until is what? Until is a conjunction which is placed in the starting of the sentence. Until you try, you will never know. So you will never know is a main clause, and you try is what? That's a subordinate clause, and the word is what? Subordinate conjunction until here. Next one is, I added a new entry to my gratitude journals when I wake in the morning. So this word when is working as a conjunction, and I add a new entry to my gratitude journals. This is one complete. I wake in the morning. So this is what? This when is working as an subordinate conjunction here, right? And the kind of the sentence is what? It is it is complex sentence, right? Next we have to see one more example. Sarah begins to sneeze whenever she opens the window to get a breath of fresh air. So whenever is working as connector word, right? Sarah begins to sneeze is main clause. She opens the window to get a breath of fresh air. So this is what? Subordinate clause. When the door rang, my dog Skeeter walked loudly. This when is working as a conjunction here. This is used as conjunction, and the part which is attached here, this is subordinate clause, right? Now this much is enough for today. I hope you have done this. So conjunctions, we have learned two kind of conjunctions, subordinate conjunctions and coordinate conjunctions. I have given you two acronyms for this. Learn it properly, write down in your notebook, make proper notes, and revise the exercises given on your book. Thank you very much for today.